So I'm John Rigas. I'm the founder of CameraFlock. My background is I started off as a software developer. I did Landsat work years ago. Went to law school, practiced law for a couple of years, and I've been doing new technology business development for about 7 years. So the idea for CameraFlock is probably a story that may be more important to start with than actually what it is. I started off looking at this because I got into racing sugar carts, a little 10-go carts and fireworks are a lot of fun. Sometimes I could make it to a race and I would watch the stream online that they were doing through live stream, and it was always garbage. Even for somebody like me who cared about it, it just was worthless to watch. But every time I went to a race, there were always people holding up their cell phones standing around the track, and the video just went nowhere. So CameraFlock is a crowdsourced event-based live streaming platform. It identifies all the available streams at a given event, rates the quality of those individual streams, and then automatically selects the best 4 or 5 feeds and starts to cycle through them so that viewers on the other end of this see basically a TV-style stream with multiple camera angles and cutaways between those camera angles. So I've already sort of touched on what the problem is, but I would imagine everybody has seen this somewhere. I don't know why people do this, or if they go to some event and they just sit there and stare at their phone screen the whole time. Like I said, I don't know why people do it, but they do. And if you try to find any of that content, your best case scenario is a couple weeks after the event you find this. Some sort of boring video that's 45 seconds long from the back of the room or something like that. And it's junk. It's not very useful to anybody. So you have all this content that needs to be connected out with the people who want to see it. So how does CameraFlock solve that problem and bring together the available video from the event with people who want to watch it? If you think about the mobile device that you've probably got in your pocket right now, it has GPS, it has a compass, accelerometer, and a variety of sensors that can provide really useful feedback about the quality of what you're providing. And so you can take that, and you can basically create a map very easily of where are these people, what are they pointing at, where does it all seem to converge, how far are they from that, what's their connectivity. All these objective indicators are very easy to figure out. You can combine up to figure out what those best feeds are. So, development. We actually just finished up development on a limited functionality prototype. It's running on my phone. I'm going to hope that this little video clip of it works all right, because it's going to be a little bit easier than trying to do it through the phone here. So there we go. So when you come into the app, you see featured events. Looks a lot like the App Store might. You can go into a video clip. As you can see, it cuts away between multiple camera angles, lets users provide feedback of what they're seeing, and of course, lets them share through social media any sort of stream that they might want to promote, which is, of course, going to be the main mechanism by which this is going to get promoted. You can look at events that are nearby, and you click around on the map, so you can get anything outside of the game, and you want to see what's going on inside. That might be one way to find it. You can, of course, search for events. So, the most important thing is, of course, how you broadcast an event. When you go into the broadcast tab, it gives you a couple options of what's nearby. Obviously within a small radius, and then if you actually say, I want to start broadcasting, we can create a new event, it's going to let you start doing so. Provides a little bit of useful feedback, there's some indicators of the quality of the video that you're providing, and lets people know, your video quality might be bad, might be good, whatever it is. So that's essentially what it looks like. Competitors, everybody's heard of YouTube, of course. YouTube is really focused on pre-recorded content, short video clips, usually a little over 4 minutes in length. It's not, they do have a YouTube Live platform, nobody really uses it. Videos, most of the same thing, it's hard to distinguish. Live stream is what we were using with the racing example that I told you at the beginning that ultimately led me to think this up. And then finally, we've got Periscope and Meerkat that everybody's talking about right now. Now, Periscope and Meerkat are useful reference points for the technology feasibility, bandwidth usage, and most importantly, user adoption. Periscope recently hit about 10 million users in just 4 months. The important thing to remember about Periscope and Meerkat is that those are self-broadcasting platforms. They're about, this is what I'm doing. So, CameraFlock is event-focused. And the way you can think about this is Periscope and Meerkat they're about who is holding the camera, more so than really what that camera is actually filming. And CameraFlock turns that around, and the focus becomes, what is this person actually filming? So that also tends to align, in my opinion, much more closely with what the viewer actually cares to watch, and as a result, much more so with what viewers are going to sit with ads to be able to consume. So long-term potential, the goal is to be highly disruptive not only to the internet video industry, Current status, up until very recently, I was seeking seed round, and at this point, that's on hold. It looks like I might be able to bootstrap this without doing so. That said, I am still potentially interested in developers who might be here attending. Specifically, if you have experience with streaming from a mobile device, too, so not the other way around, I don't do that. Planning for a public launch by the end of the year.